Hello and welcome to my review on the Macna Nucleo heated jacket that you can see me sporting here. This is designed to be an electric heated mid-layer that you would put underneath your jacket. So I'd like to start with electric gear, and basically as bikers, we want to embrace it, but we do fight against it. And that's something that I have found in my own personal experience. I own a warm and safe base layer, which plugs into the bike. And the issue I have found personally is that plugging into the bike. Now, portable gear has its own battery, and the battery itself causes the problem because they're quite big, they're quite heavy, they get in the way, and it's a faff and it makes you stop using the whole thing. Whereas plugging into your bike has benefits such as you are never going to run out of battery, the bike's always there, it's convenient, but there are minor niggles that wind up making me personally not want to use it, such as when I plug into the bike, I always every time forget that I'm plugged in. So when I get off the bike, I will pull the lead. So you must be careful on what lead you get. Also, if you're on the bike and you start to get pain in your hips or something and you stand up to stretch it off, if the cable isn't long enough, then that will unplug and you will go from being nice and warm to getting cold. Always, I will remember to plug in once I've put my gloves on, and you need to take your gloves off, plug it in. And so again, it's all of these little factors that amount to me not wanting to wear electric gear when I'm out on my bike, unless I'm out there for an all-day run. With newer modern electric gear like this Macna jacket that I'm wearing, that really isn't so much of an issue because the battery pack sits here. Now it's quite a large battery, and when I first saw it I was a little bit, it's large, it is quite heavy, but when you've got the jacket on, you don't feel it at all. The position of it being here, with a leather jacket over the top and a super sport position, you might start to feel it, but I would say you'll be all right. On a naked bike such as I ride, an M1000R, no issue whatsoever. If you start going up to a venture, cruiser, etc., where you're more upright, again, the position of the battery is not going to be an issue, nor the size. The batteries have come a long way since the first incarnation of electric gear. This battery here can give me from 2 to 4 hours just on the battery. Plus with Macna, they give you the option to still plug into the bike if that's something that you choose to do. And the one thing I really champion with heated gear is the fact that when you have a heated garment, it will save you 2 to 3 layers. So ordinarily you would go out in winter, say 5 degrees or under, you'll be wearing a pair of winter base layers, you will then be wearing a t-shirt, a jumper, a mid-layer like I'm wearing now, either fleece, insulated material or other. Then you would wear your outer jacket, that's obviously got your armour and your protection. With a heated jacket, then really you just wear a base layer. I'm talking 5 degrees here. You would wear a base layer, you would wear this jacket, and then your outer jacket. So you've saved on at least 2 layers. Another good thing with the heated gear is if you overheat. So when you have all these layers on, you can't move around a lot and you're like Michelin Man. So sparing on layers is brilliant because you've got the flexibility to be able to move on the bike, which is a good thing. But when you have loads of layers, you sometimes have too many on, or the climate changes or what have you, and then you need to start removing them, otherwise you're overcooking. Whereas obviously with a heated garment, you just turn down the heat or turn it off. The elephant in the room, and that is, why would I buy at the time of recording a £200 electric jacket as opposed to a £30 jacket off Amazon or others? And the fact is that this is a full waterproof approved motorcycle garment. The £30 Amazon offering is not going to be tested like this jacket. That probably won't include a battery pack, you'll have to supply your own. It definitely won't be waterproof, and also you're not going to get the added development features that you would get with this jacket, such as the accompanying app that comes with it, which is absolutely fantastic. I very much doubt you're going to be getting app updates if there is an app for an Amazon jacket. And also, if it does rain, you probably will electrocute yourself. So I would say your money is going to be well spent buying something like the Macna over a cheaper Amazon alternative. With the heated gear, I wanted to just get across what to expect from heated apparel. And unlike heated gloves, so here I have the Zara RTX, and there will be a full review. You can find a link somewhere up there and in the description of these gloves separately. They do link to the jacket via a cord, but only if you have your mum to dress you when you go out. So realistically, you're going to want to run these independently with the battery packs, which they have, and they are great. Watch that review to find out more. So heated gloves can get quite warm and you do want to turn them down, but heated coats, I have found, do not. I do believe the reason for that would be a safety thing. Basically, you're not going to want to burn yourself, your skin, whereas on the gloves, you can have a bit more of a tolerance. You're not going to scald your hands, whereas a jacket you probably can. So what you will find with jackets is they are not hot, they are warm. The way to think of it is like a hot water bottle, fresh. You're never going to get that. It's kind of like a hot water bottle after 20-30 minutes, or like when you go into a shower and you get to a certain temperature and then you have to press a button to go beyond. Heated apparel will never let you go beyond. I'm pretty sure it's for safety reasons, but it actually isn't really needed in reality when you're on the bike. The way to describe the heat that these jackets generate is more like a warm cuddle, a nice hug. They're not going to make you hot, but they will keep you warm. And if you turn them off, that's when you really notice the difference that it makes. So I hope I've sold you now onto actually wanting one of these heated garments. And this Macna is a really good option because of its build quality. So here, I think the design is a really nice one. It's kind of got a Prada look feel with that red stripe down the back. You've got these red piping here. They've done some excellent little touches here on the cuff. They have these hooks so you can just grab it and pull it down. They've also got some grippers up on here to stop it riding up. You've got under here a lovely little elastic here, so basically when the jacket moves it's snug in place here, but it can still allow a bit of movement up and down without pulling the whole thing and annoying you. I would have liked on these, you know, some holes so I can pull them down and have it further down on my hands, but that's a minor thing. It is comfortable, it is strong, there's just no issue at all with the build of this jacket. So although Macna have gone above and beyond on construction, the extra features that you find in here, one thing I do find letting it down is the wearing it off the bike, and that is purely down to the tailoring. I'm somebody who has a little bit of a paunch. My belly will stick out a bit, and you know, if I just stand in this jacket, it's just not very flattering. It also isn't the longest. It is proper short, just a little bit more length would be good. So when you're off the bike and you know, you say you've got a t-shirt here, you're going to have this sticking out. Which is a shame because the sort of Prada looking style, these panels here, they look great. It's literally the tailoring for my body that have sort of made it where I don't want to be wearing this off the bike as a fashion piece, whereas my other mid layers I tend to wear, well, actually live in them. And that is a real shame because this is really good off the bike as well. I took it to my son's football match. Now, I've been wearing my motorbike gear by the side of the football pitch for a while, thinking that it's going to spare me from the cold. And the truth is it doesn't, because you're standing still at temperatures of say 0, 3 degrees, what have you. With this, what I've done is I went down to the football pitch. I had my sort of surfer towel, big jacket over the top. I had this on heat. I had some heated socks. The temperature was 2 degrees, but with a very cold breeze that was making it a sort of -3, -4 wind chill factor. And I was comfortable. For practicality, it is just 2 side hand warmer pockets, and it is worth noting that the wires that go throughout this jacket to heat you are in the pockets, which is a lovely touch. You can stand there with your hands in the pockets and generate heat. And then you've got one main zip down the middle, along with a sort of windbreak here. However, this is not a windproof jacket. It is designed to be under your jacket, not over the top. So I'm not sure with this over engineering in here, but it does add to the style, I suppose. With the jacket open, then it starts to look a little bit better fashion-wise, but when you zip it up, the tailoring side where you can't cinch it in just isn't up to par what I would like. One thing to note about this jacket is, with everything turned off, it is a very warm insulated jacket, same as you would find any other jacket, the Ruckers, the Nox, Fuel. It's the same sort of mid-layer thermal that you would expect. Not the hottest that I've tried, but definitely middle of the road, and of course when you then put the heat on, then it goes to a whole different level. How the jacket generates the heat is this wiring technology that goes all throughout the coat. The wires they call their power vane. Now you'll find them on all heated jackets, and they can be a little bit of a pain sometimes because you can certainly feel them, as you can in any heated jacket. And if the wire sometimes crosses over on the wrong point, after a few hours that can actually start to irritate you. I think if you're starting to wear more compression tops, then you start to feel the wires a little bit more on your skin, but the wires on here, they don't feel any thicker or thinner than any other, and there is also a reflective membrane inside, which is part of their heat reflection system. So what that does is, obviously you're generating this heat rather than it just escaping out of the jacket and disappearing, which you will find on Amazon jackets. This has some sheeting inside that will keep the heat in for longer. Chargers, this comes with a 12-volt battery, and it comes with the battery pack to plug it into the wall. It also comes with an adapter. Now this I found a little bit annoying because, again, it's a trivial thing, but it's, you know, you got to bear it in mind that I've got to remember this adapter. If I have the heated glove charger, that is not powerful enough to charge this jacket, so I do need the wall charger. The wall charger is good, that it can power pretty much everything in the Macna range, but you need this adapter for the jacket, which again is another thing you got to remember, and another thing you got to try not to lose. On the chargers, they come with dual sockets, so if you have got the gloves you can charge both at once, and for the coat you just plug into one and that would then just charge the coat. Charging is pretty quick, and you will get from 2 to 4 hours depending on what setting that you are running. The operation of the jacket is really easy. I mean, obviously you can just press and hold to power it on, and then you can see here it's on the highest setting, and I can just keep turning it down, press and hold to power it off. That is pretty simple, but on the bike when you're riding, you don't want to be unzipping your main jacket to look down and see what the colour on here is. So you could do a fire and forget before you go, or you could use the Macna app, which is fantastic. It is really good. Some improvements could be made to the app. I mean, on here at the moment, you would press to cycle through rather than press up and press down. I think up and down would be a much easier system, and then press in the middle to turn the thing off or pause as they have it. Also, you can't run the app in landscape. So quad lock wise, I always run portrait most of the time anyway, and it's not a problem operating landscape. Tilt your head a little bit, but again, there hopefully will be updates from Macna making that a little bit easier to touch. And of course, if you have any of the Macna gloves, they are touch screen. What's also nice on the app is you've got the whole Macna ecosphere, so you can have the jacket, you can have gloves, they also do trousers, socks, etc. So you can actually group your garments. So if I want the jacket and the trousers to be at the same temperature, I can put them in a group. So to give you a summary, the construction is fantastic. The looks, I think, are very good. The tailoring, not so much. The operation is really easy, and it can be operated standalone or via the app. It can be powered standalone with batteries or via your bike plug-in, and it can alternate between the two. That makes this really flexible, really easy to live with, and I would say a must-have for anybody that rides in winter months, especially commuters and doing long distance journeying. If you're a little weekend warrior like me, then it's a nice to have than a necessity, but if you are riding at temperatures 3 degrees and below, I think you really, you need to be putting some money aside and invested in heated gear. Macna do have other jackets in their range, nowhere near as many as they have for heated gloves, but I will hopefully get my hands on some of them at a later date, so do keep your eyes peeled to the channel. It must be pointed out that electric gear is now at the point where it is comfortable and easy to use on the bike, and that's the main thing. You want something that you want to wear, and this electric gear that I'm wearing here is just that. It's going to improve. Batteries are going to last longer, they're going to get thinner, they're going to become more comfortable. But as it stands right now, now's the time. If you were sitting on the fence on electric gear, now's the time to jump in, because it does actually work. As always, guys, I hope this was useful for you. A like and a subscribe would be greatly appreciated. There are plenty of other videos on the channel that you could check out for reviews. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Catch you on the next video.